What up, Shredders? Living in a resort town exposes you to all kinds of riders. I'm talking about local park rats, weekend warriors from the city, hard booters, hipsters, jocks, beginners, and people from Texas. You get to see it all. The bad snow driving, the snowboarding faux pas, and the most elite riding that exists. And over time, you begin to pick up on patterns, to see the mistakes before they happen. Today, we're going to talk about some taboos, 7 things you should never do in snowboarding. Here we go. Okay, whether you're riding for the first time or you ride 200 days a year, we all make mistakes. Today, we're going to try to help you prevent some of them. The first thing you should never do snowboarding is leave your boots in the car overnight. I'll never forget the time my friend Trent left his boots in sub-zero temperatures overnight and showed up to the mountain the next morning with 2 ice blocks on his feet. Leaving your boots in the car overnight while staying in a mountain town is gonna make sure you have a bad time and your feet never warm up. And you're gonna spend the day wondering if it's dangerous for your toes to be this numb. Number 2 thing you should never do is wear cotton base layers or cotton at all. Unless you want to turn into a human ice cube, it's best to avoid cotton and opt for moisture wicking materials like polyester or wool. The problem is, once you start to sweat, the cotton will absorb the moisture and then freeze over when you take that lift up the mountain. And the same goes for outerwear. Unless you want to look like a wet towel left out in the cold, keep it to the waterproof material. Number 3 thing you should never do is hit a jump blind. Unless you're trying to become the next viral TikTok sensation, world renowned for overshooting the jump by 50 feet, it's always a good idea to check the landing before launching into the air. This goes for the park as well as rollers and natural hits out on the mountain. Figure out the speed, ride by it a couple times, and use a spotter if necessary. We don't need anything more than all the law firm billboards popping up on I-70 to remind us that our lives will be substantially worse if we accidentally launch into a group of ski schoolers resting on a blind landing. Number 4 thing you should never do is snowboard wasted. The metal plates in my friend's face from drunk texting a tree is all the proof I need to be certain snowboarding wasted is one of the dumbest things you could do. It reduces reaction times, increases unearned courage, and makes it all the more likely you'll wake up in the hospital asking, "Where am I?" Number 5 thing you should never do is ride alone on a POW day. The phrase "no friends on a POW day" has been consistently misinterpreted. What it really means is no slow friends who don't have an alarm clock on a POW day. Tree wells are no joke, and if you ever fly headfirst into one, you better hope your buddy is there to pull you out. Not to mention, riding POW with your best buds is one of the greatest experiences you can have on this earth. Number 6 thing you should never do is drop in out of bounds with no education. Unless you're looking to become a human avalanche beacon, it's best to educate yourself on the area and potential risks before venturing out of bounds. You should be trained and practiced in the art of avalanche risk assessment and rescue and have the proper equipment before ever stepping foot out of bounds. And even then, it doesn't protect you fully. I don't care how good that turn looks, it's just not worth it. And number 7 thing you should never do on a snowboard, never call last run. If you know, you know. Don't ever ride up a chair with me and call last run. It's like asking the gods to strike you down with lightning, poking a sleeping bear, or playing with dynamite. Instead, develop an intuitive nod to your friends. An understanding that will take a couple more means at the bottom of the lift we can decide to call it. You gotta have to figure out how to subconsciously communicate that you're ready to head home without angering the Almighty with dire consequences as a result. That's it. 7 things you should never do on a snowboard. But I know that I missed some and I need your help. Throw it in the comments. What's something you should never do on a snowboard? The people want to know. That's all for today. Peace out, Shredder.